This is the book of Exodus, chapter 17, and verse 14. It reads, And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, Write this for a memorial in a book, and rehearse it in the ears of Joshua, for I will utterly put out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar, and called the name of it Jehovah Nisi. For he said, Because the Lord Yahweh hath sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. First and foremost, when I give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushua, Bahashem Kakadash, double honors to the head elders, apostles, and the bishops at the great millstone who will, and shalom to you, hopeful elected brothers and sisters out there gathering faith as a treasure. Say shalom to you. So, this lesson, I was watching little clips and of videos that small hat Noah Harari guy, and he talks on behalf of what's his name, Carl Schwab from the WEF, and he's been giving all kinds of talks everywhere and telling people about what the future looks like. And that guy's a small hat, aka Amalek. And right here says for verse Exodus chapter 17 and verse 16, he says, For he said, Because the Lord Yahweh has sworn that the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. So there's a war going on, and it's mostly with Amalek, you know, the head tribe of Esau, Edom, the Sapukim white man, and have a few scriptures lined up and a couple videos to play, and Lord willing, it's edifying. Let's see. We can get all right. Let's start with this Psalms 83, and we can start from the beginning. Or actually, let's get this. It says Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And we know the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And guess what they do? They think about all kinds of inventions to make us go off. It says they devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. They practice it when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of the hand. And what do? And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. And something that popped up in my head, was watching these westerns that they would go around, and because the railroad's going through, they'll threaten the person that owned the farmer, you know, whoever it was, you know, they'd give him money, a little bit of money, pennies, you know, or if they didn't want to accept it, they'd have to kill him. So it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. Check this out. Verse 3. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil. Who? Esau Edom, and the head tribe is Amalek. So he's against Amalek from generation to generation. It says, Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks. Excuse me. Neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. See, so this time is evil. And they're getting ready to push in the AI, the digital age. And he's going to force people, you know, either to take a mark in their right hand or in their forehead, or death, you know. So let's get Psalms Psalms 10 and 3, and then I'll play the video. It says Psalms 10 and 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. It says verse 4, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all of his thoughts. In verse 6, he saith, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. And Yahweh Shem Shai is going to prove him wrong. Like it says, when Salakia, I forget how it's put, but like when he's eating, let's see if I can find it. It says, Job 20 and 23, when he is about to fill his belly, God, the Most High, shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. See, so he's going to get so far into the NWO, but Yahweh Shem Shai is going to stop him while he's eating. You know, he's not going to be able to enjoy the work of his hands. And so yeah, he boasted of his heart's desire. He covets fields. But let me play this clip and show this right here. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright ACT Act 1976. So for educational purpose only. We'll get the clip.
You have an incredible amount of power at this moment in time. Why should we trust you?
You shouldn't. I have a kid that was born in 2025. I don't think he'll ever be smarter than AI. I don't think that'll get his happiness or fulfillment.
Yeah.
At all. It's sort of strange, and also sort of to him like it's the only world he'll ever know.
Well, I love the idea of getting a drone and having light fentanyl-laced urine spraying on analysts who tried to screw us. So that's my lower purpose. But the higher purpose for me was to get this nation to be the preeminent power in the world.
You would prefer the human race to endure, right? You're hesitating.
Yeah, well,
Yes?
I don't know. I would.
This is a long hesitation. This is a long hesitation.
So the primary source of death in Palestine is the fact that Hamas has realized that there are millions and millions of useful idiots.
I know it's difficult to hear, but it's time to limit the First Amendment in order to protect it, and quickly before it's too late.
What do you mean?
I mean that we need to control the platforms, all the social platforms. We need to stack rank the authenticity of every person that expresses themselves online, and take control over what they are saying based on that ranking.
The government.
The government should
control social media.
should do that.
We were going to use technology to change the whole world and basically
overturn the monetary system of the world. We could never win an election on getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could actually unilaterally change the world without having to constantly convince people and beg people and plead with people who are never going to agree with you through technological means. And this is where I think technology is this incredible alternative to politics.
We see a future where intelligence is a utility like electricity or water, and people buy it from us on a meter and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
We will actually make so many robots and AI that they will actually saturate all human needs. Meaning you won't be able to even think of something to ask the robot for at a certain point.
You have an incredible amount of power at this moment in time. Why should we trust you?
So, like that lady said, they have a incredible amount of power. And then, like they keep on saying about changing the world. And how do they plan to do that? With the RFID chip that they're going to try to put underneath everybody's skin so that they can understand. They can know what you're thinking, how you're feeling, you know, everything about you. And they're going to disguise it like something good for you, you know, for your safety. But like it says, though they're going to come crouching, you know. Let me see. Though he come crouching. KJV. It's in second Esdras, I think. Or Ecclesiasticus, Salakia. It says Ecclesiasticus, also known as the Book of Sirach, chapter 12, verse 11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, you know, they're going to come like they don't mean no harm. Yet take good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. You know, so he's going to act like he's not doing nothing. He's peaceful, but his rust, his evilness is going to come back around. There was a part about him with the gift, something. Like right here, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And we know that Esau hates Jacob, you know. And we hate wickedness, and Esau does wicked. You know, like it says, don't I hate them that hate thee? The King David saying about the Lord's enemies, you know. So anybody that's against the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we're against them and we hate them, you know. But yeah, talking about it's going to be a global thing. We'll get Matthew 24 and 22. Let's get Matthew 24 and 22. It says, we get 21. For then shall be great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor shall be, ever, nor shall, no, nor ever shall be. Verse 22, and except those days be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See, so, like they were saying about the robots, he said, forgot that word, but Elam said it, saturated, there you go.
You have an incredible amount of power.
On getting certain things because we were in such a small minority. But maybe you could
On a meter and use it for whatever they want to use it for.
We will actually make so many robots and AI that they will actually saturate all human needs.
See, so there's going to be so many AI and robots and stuff, and if Yahweh Shem Shai didn't shorten the days, there would no flesh be saved. You know, they're talking about merging man with machine. That's crazy. So that's why it's going to be a time like never before, and there's going to be great persecution to those that fear the Lord. You know, so we got to prepare our minds. You know, stack up that spiritual, the treasure in heaven. You know, and because it's going to get bad out here, so we're going to need to call on the name of the Lord and His Son through His Son. You know, so let's get a couple more scriptures and Lord willing, edifying. Let's get let's see. Hebrews 13. Um, hold on. Second Esdras 8. Okay. Okay. 8:29. Salakia. Says Second Esdras 13 and 37. It says, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations, which for the wicked life are fallen into the tempest. So we're supposed to rebuke these evil inventions, and one of the main invention is the MOTB, and we'll get that. Says Revelation 13 and 16. Hold on. Says verse 15, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And we understand that the man that made this device, his first, middle, and last name, they all have 6 letters in it. So that's why it says the number of a man. And also Edom loves that number, 666. It's in everything. That's why they throw up the hand signs. And it's on every barcode, So this man loves that number. That's his number. And there's lots of videos of the RFID chip, all the information that they're pushing, these technocrats. And like it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And who's running this this nation? America is Trump. And right here, I asked it, Trump goes to China with the technocrats. It says President Donald Trump traveled to Beijing with an official delegation of over a dozen top American technology and finance executives. Finance dealing with money and technology. It says including Tesla's Elon Musk, Apple's Tim Cook, and Nvidia's Jensen Huang. The summit focused on bilateral trade, artificial intelligence, market access, and critical minerals. So right there, artificial intelligence, market access, you know, technology, and again, the money. So so they went over there to China because that's the model place, and trying to get some of that technology. Let's see, I had something in my mind. Hold on. Huh. But yeah, they're gonna try to chip the world so that they could be like the Most High. Like it says, he sitteth in the seat of the Most High, claiming that he is the Most High. But no, he's just a man. Yahweh Shai is gonna come back and he's gonna stomp this devil out. Like it says right here, Isaiah 63:1. Who is he that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This is this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And we know who the Savior is, the deliverer is Yahweh Shai. And he's going to stomp out Edom. And it's going to be a bloody mess. That's why I said dyed garments from Basra. Well, why? Because he refused to let us go, where the Most High's treasure. Let's get Jeremiah 50 and 33. It says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Oh, okay. The scriptures are beautiful and they connect. And I just remembered Psalms 83, because it says, and all that took them captives held them fast. Just like Pharaoh, he refused to let us go. And now we're everywhere. But for the majority, we're here in America. Like it says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. The south and the northern kingdom. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So that's why Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna Yahweh's gonna send Yahweh Shai to stomp out these devils. It says their Redeemer is strong. Who's our Redeemer? Yahweh Shai. The Lord of hosts is his name. Yahweh is gonna send Yahweh Shai. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And this is New Babylon. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna tear this devil up because they refuse to let us go. just like back in Egypt. And we know it's not talking about ancient Egypt because ancient Egypt didn't go down like it's prophesied to. You know, Babylon the Great. Um, says Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. And why are the dead bodies lying in the street? Because they've took away our heritage, took away everything we knew about ourselves from times of old, you know, took away our language, took away everything, our diet. Says, and their dead bodies shall lie in, oh, and they took away the name, most important, you know, so we forgot who we were, so we're dead spiritually. And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, Babylon the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt. Why? Because a lot of nasty stuff goes on in Sodom and Egypt were being oppressed. It says where also our Lord was crucified, they try to X him out. You know, that's why we forgot who we were. But the Wadi Al Bashar for waking us up so we're not dead no more. But just like ancient Egypt, they refused to let us go. So Yahweh Shemir Shai is going to show them plagues again. You know? So the wicked boast of his heart's desire. He wants to rule forever. You know, like it said, he sits as America sits as a queen and shall not be touched, neither shall he know the death of children. You know, roughly paraphrasing. So Yahweh Shemir Shai is going to destroy this devil, and right when he's about to fill his belly, going to pull the rug from underneath them. So, yeah, this devil's boasting, thinking that he's going to fulfill what he thinks, but ain't going to happen. Like, let's get that because I had mentioned it, Psalms 83. Because, like I said, all them that held them fast, all them that had, they refused to let us go. I get that again. Jeremiah 50 and 33 says, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And some of them that refused to let us go, you know, says Psalms 83 and 1, a song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. They have, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, the children of Israel, which consist of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They've crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Hidden ones are us. Said they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. So that ties into being spiritually dead. Why would they do that? That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, because we are the princes of the power, Yashar Allah. And they don't want us to know that we can call on our power and be saved, you know. It says, for they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who? The tabernacles of Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, and the Ishmaelites, the Arabs of Moab, over there the Chineses and the Hagarenes, Gebal and Ammon, the Japanese, and Amalek, the small hats, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also is joined with them. They have hoped the children of Lot, Salah. Let's get that word. Let's see what that means. It says, forces, political and military. So, They're against us politically and military. And let's get verse 18. That men may know, sorry, verse 17. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish. Why? That men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all the earth. So they're only going to get as far as Yahweh Bashim al-Shai says they can. But then he's going to show his power, just like in ancient Egypt. He's going to destroy Pharaoh. And not only that, but just like it said, they are confederate. It says that enemies make a tumult. And it names off all the enemies. So they're going to be punished for what they did to us. For the apple of the Lord's eye. So Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, speed this up and let the wicked be ashamed. You know, all praises to Yahweh Bashim al-Shai. And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying, and I want to give all praises, glory, and honor unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Krakatash. Double honors to the head elders, apostles, and the bishops that rule well at Great Millstone. And shalom to you all for elected brothers and sisters out there gathering faith as a treasure. I say shalom to you. Till next time, Lord willing, shalom.